an opportunity that we can't pass on.
E te tai hoa mānau mai hono mai ki ngā whenua matomato rau atu o Kirikiriroa o tira ki te kareti o hato hone. Kia ora everyone and welcome into the lush pastures of Hamilton, that is to St John's College. Ko taupi tōku ingoa nōku te marenga nui ki te mātakitahi tēnei kēmu me koutou katoa e hono mai ngā inga kokona e whā o te motu whānui. My name is Toby and it is my absolute pleasure to watch this one alongside all of you joining in from across the motu. E ke muhi kakarau atu kei te haere ke Whanganui e nei kura rangatira e rua. A fantastic fixture coming up between these two prestigious schools, St John's Hamilton, the hosts, me ngā manuhiri, St Peter's Cambridge. Two strong lineups, two strong teams, ko timata pai I o rātou mahi mo te tau nei. They've made good starts and continued well in the competition so far this year. They bring in some strong lineups, plenty of talent for both of these two schools, promising to deliver today. Ia tātou titurana ki ngā kēmu mai I tērā wiki. We look at last week's results. St Peter's with a strong win. Mā te rua te kaumā whākiringi a Matamata by 24 points over Matamata College. St John's with the bye. Nō reira tērā pēr ka whina rātou. Ka whina tērā I a rātou. I tēnei wiki, that might be a bit of a help to them. Taking that rest, that renewed energy into this one. But of course, the confidence that St Peter's will bring out of that last fixture. Ka tino whakahirihira tērā hoki ki tēnei kēmu. Nō reira ka paku titiru tātou ki ngā tima e rua. We'll have a quick look at the two teams after first addressing the standings. We have St Peter's Collegiate in second place. Ko tahi noa te pero kei Whanganui a rātou. Ko St Paul's just 1 point separating them, the leaders, St Paul's Collegiates. Kei reira tonu a hoto hone. Ki te tuaono, St John's still well and truly in the conversation, down in 6th. Win today would go a long way to putting them up towards that top 4 spot. Nō reira, ka titiro ki te haukainga I te tuatahi. We'll have a look at the hosts first up. The props, Boynton and Rogers with Hewlett packing in as hooker. The captain, Ko Whanonga with Rawari alongside him. Eagles, Van Staalen, Fihaki. Eagles once more, MΑORI, Haid, Penfold, Leigh Lewis, Smith and Piet Bailey. The reserves, Caton, Momo, Bothaway, Piripi Johnson, MAORI and Karauna. Me tō rātou kaiako with their coach, Dean Winiata. Timatino ka tērā mō te haukainga rei ki te taha manahiri. On the side of the visitors, Harvey, Zamet, Okuso, Moores, Barnes as captain, DeLuca, Oliveira and Powell with Ross alongside him forming out that forward pack. Morrison, Miller, Galloway, Pucky, Clark, Parker and Kelsenine. Back line with plenty of excitement and potential. Dijkstra, Johnston, Bell, Carter, Lang and Beard as the reserves. Me tō rātou kaiako, Carl Perry. E rua ngā tima tino kaha. E rua ngā kura tino kaha. Two strong teams, two strong schools. Ngā kapa o pango. E puta mai ana I nei kura e rua. All Blacks coming from both of these institutions. On the side of St Peter's, Cam Roigard, Simon Parker. The likes of Marty Hola from St John's. E te mihoki ki ngā kaiwawa o tēnei kaupa o tira te kaiwawa matua. Ko Jack Kibbe. Big shout out as well to our referees on screen. Ngā tāne I te mā with the lead referee, Jake, out there officiating today. Me te mihi nunui hoki ki ngā kaiwawa o katoa tēnei kaupapa mai kore ake rātou e kore e nei kēmu e tū. And a big shout out, of course, to all of our referees across the tournament. Without them, these games would not be able to go ahead. So we do thank all of our fantastic officials in the white jerseys. Me te mihoki ki ngā kaitau toko katoa tēnei whakataitai nei. O tira kia whakata MāORI Plus, Bailey's, Celtics, Nativa, Apollo Projects, Anchor. Big shout out to all of our sponsors of the whakataitai nei. O tira te mihi nunui rātu kia MāORI Plus, e pāpāhoana I nei kēmu katoa mo te kore utu. E mea nui tira e hoa mai tēnei wā, and a special shout out alongside all of those other sponsors to Whakaata Māori broadcasting all of these games live and on demand and for free. Tell you what, free rugby does go a long way in times such as this at Te Whānau. And perhaps a little extra shout out to Anchor, previous kaupapa. They've sent us some of their fantastic products, some of their Primo chocolate milk. I do call myself a bit of a chocolate milk connoisseur. Kei konei a hope. I'm here, I'm ready if you need to get any more tasters on your rankings. Nō reira ia tātou e tatari ana mō ngā tima e rua. While we continue to wait for the two teams to come onto the field, ka titiro ki tēnei papa pairo atu me tahi o ngā kai tautoko ko tai mai ki tēnei kaupapa. So we can see this fantastic field and supporters starting to turn out. Kei konei ngā whānau, ngā hoa e nei tima e rua. Ianga manuhiri e rua atu ana ki te papa. As the boys from St. Peter's, they made the journey up State Highway 1. They make their way out onto the field. They've brought some good support with them. No doubt they'll be feeling that love from the sideline. Me te toko iti o ngā tāngata e mau pōtai ana, koera tētai tikanga o te whutupōro ākura i Aotearoa. One of the special aspects of First 15 Rugby in Aotearoa is once you reach a certain number a game, you get a ceremonial cap, but only 3 boys from St. Peter's with the headgear. E tohu tērā o te rangatahi o tēnei tima, a sign of the youth of this team from Cambridge. Ia te hau kāinga, I nāia nei. E uru ana ki te papa. And here come the home team. St. John's. 4 boys on that side with the caps. E nei tima e rua. Rangatahi tonu ana. So both teams. Plenty of youth. Plenty of energy, no doubts. Ia rātou. E whakatakato ana I nei pōtai. Koera tētai atu tikanga. Tau whakaute tēnei kei Whanganui I ngā tima e rua. Another fantastic tradition, the laying down of those caps. Symbol of respect between the two teams. As St. Peter's take the lead and St. John's will respond in kind. Those beautiful white caps. I hope they don't get too muddied on the field. Might need to just put them down and pick them up quite quickly. Not quite sure how you wash a ceremonial cap. I don't imagine it's something you just biff in the washing machine. So, me anaki te kai horoi o taua tima. Shout out to whoever's doing the laundry for St. John's. No doubt taking some special attention to that beautiful headgear. Nō reira e te whānau kia kātia te kōrero I reira. I'll let the talking stop there. Kia reare mai ki tēnei āhuatanga motuake. And tune in for this fantastic spectacle that is the haka. O e te ihi, te wehi, te wana. O e rā rangatahi e tū whakahi ana o tō rātou kura. the mana, the energy on display from those boys as they stood proudly for their school. Ko era tētahi āhuatanga tino mōtuake, tētahi tino taonga o te whutuporo i Aotearoa nei. Ko te tū i te haka, i tuku i te hikaka i te ngao, i mua i te pakanga ki te haere. One of the fantastic parts of Aotearoa Rugby. Being able to send that haka out before the game, channel that energy, channel that pride, and get themselves prepared for the battle to come. Ia tātou ki te ana i etahi o ngā paku kiriata o te haka rā. We can see some clips of that haka. Boys standing as one. Plenty of excitement as well from the number 5. I'm not quite sure who is pointing at, but I'd be scared, whoever that was on the St. Peter's lineup. Engari, e te whānau. Me mutu te pahu I reira. Let the prattling in there as we get ready to start this one off here in Kirikiriroa. Ohunu hei timata, sends it deep to get us underway. E te whanawhakawātea. St. Peter's wasting no time, sending a clearing kick back downfield, now picked up by St. John's. They look to run up the centre. Good strong carry. Ia rātou whakaritani, ia rātou and always they set themselves out to that left-hand side. Tērā pēr ka titiro no ki Whanganui, whamiri tēnei kauenga, might look back to the centre after this carry, and they do. Through the hands. Now carrying into contact. Ko hoki ana ki taua. Pai wehe. Going to drive it up towards that halfway line. Goes to ground once more. Katsukua no ki te taha maui. Looks like they'll send it out to the left-hand side once more. Waihoana ki ngā kaimuri. Leaving it to the forwards to get their work in early on. Whanapauaka. Kaere rātou I te neke. They weren't really moving, so they go to the box kick. That one backwards off a St. John's player. Te hau nei kātou ki rātou anō, and it comes back down with them. Good chase. Almost dropped it. Did well to keep it in his hands. I nai nei. Tatana ki tērā paiwehe. E uaua tonu ana. Mō hato hone ki te whai I etahi momentum. Really not getting much movement here. Strong defense from St. Peter's now. They look to carry strongly. There he goes, making his way across the halfway line. Tukua no ki tērā taha maui. The little chip through. Almost recollects. It's bobbling around and it does come down with St. Peter's. Engari he whio. Te āhua nei. Tērā pēr he hua tau. He huanga meki. I think there was an advantage there for Hato Hone. Nō reira ka titiro rātou ki te pai wehe. Tērā pēr te rārangi ki waho tuatahi o te kēmu nei. Now look to that far sideline. Perhaps the first line out of the game. No, the kick just going awry. Couldn't quite get a good connection with it. And now Peters. Ka titiro anō ki Whanganui. The look more up the centre. No, he did try to get to that right-hand side. Couldn't quite get a chip over the top. Charge down. Peters rubbering it ahead. Ka whakawhiti te pai. Ake a rātou te rirohanga. And we'll cross the sideline and it will be St. Peter's ball. A little bit messy from the two teams to get this one underway. Tērā pēr. Ua māku ana te papa. Ka uaua. Ki te mau ki te poro. Perhaps a bit muddy, a bit wet on the field. Making that handling a little bit more difficult is now Peters. Kaimuri beats one. Good post-contact meters there for the flanker. Inaia nei. Te pauroto. The tight head prop with a strong run. It came loose, but it looked to be St. John's just putting a hand in at the ruck. Nō reira, Peters. Ka hoki anō ki Whanganui, ngā kaimuri. Kōkiri ana. There goes the dummy half, a left foot step. Pirangi ai te Benji Marshall, one of that little backhand offload. Couldn't find his man. Te whanarewa ki te taha matau āhua kaharawa. Little chip kick out to the right hand side. He knew he had the huanga. The advantage was a bit strong. Hoki anō ki muri. Tērā pēr hea heinga. Ki te tuku I taua poro ki te kokona rā. Chance to send that ball down into the corner. Tērā pēr whakatū I tētahi kaunuku. Set a driving maul here for Peters. Pai tonu te whana. It's a good kick. Tata ki te pai rima Mita close to that 5 metre line. And now it comes in. Zamet found his number 5, Barnes, the captain, and now they reset it. Zamet with the ball at the back of the maul, and now they look to drive. Kōkiri whakamuana, whakatatana, ki te paipiro. And now he comes off the back of the scrum. Oh, the strong carry. Ko te pau roto tera, the tight head prop for St. Peter's, Cambridge. I reira ngā kaiara, engari hei aha. Defenders were there, but they were never going to stop him. Joshua Aukuso, te piro tuotahi o te kēmu nei ki ngā maruhiri. The first try goes the way of the visitors. And see, they set that driving maul. Just peeled off the back there. Went in, grabbed the ball. Ki te i taua haputa ki te taha MΑORI. Sought that little gap to the left-hand side, went straight for it. E rua e toru pia ngā kaiara i kawea ia. Carried about 2 or 3 men with him and slammed it down. I nai anei, te whana whakau kei te haere. It'll be a conversion attempt for the number 10, Luka Miller. Mai taua taha matau. It's be a tough kick from that right-hand side. Bit of distance to cover. Ka be here. Jeez, it was a good strike. Ka rere noa ki te taha matau. Looks like it just stayed out to the side. Nō reira, rima ki te kore tonu. Ia tātou ki tāne tērā pirua nō. We see that try once more. Goodness me, it was one heck of a carry from Aukuso. E rua, e toru pea. Ngā kaiara i ngana. Ki te whakamutsuia ia 2 or 3 men getting in there trying to stop him. But in the end, he was only headed one way. And that was for the line. Peters. Katsimata no. Mai tō rātau ake. Paurua, they'll get underway from within their own half. Tera pia ka ngana I te tai whana no. They'll look to clear it once more. Miller, that boot getting a workout thus far. Carried back. Nō reira ka hoki anō. Ki te rua te kaumārua mita. The ball passed from outside the 22 back in. Obviously went out on the full, so the line out will be from where the kick was taken. E rarangi ki wa hokia ato hone. Tera pia ka ngana rātau ki te tukuitaua pōro ki te taha matau nei. Might try and shift that ball to this right-hand side. And they do, through the hands. Now carrying it strong up the centre. Luteru Leilua. Pass just goes right. It's cleaned up at the back by Kautsu Maiuea. Fighting his way to ground is now back with Eagles. Through the hands. Koe Kahana. Van Starlin. Kua tahaitia no. Here's St. Peter's, stolen once more by the boys in blue, and now good step of his right foot, almost getting away, was the fullback, Jack Kelsenai. Tsukua no ki Whanganui. Koe Kahana. The number 8. Strong carry from the number 8, Kobe Trey Ross. Miller once more. Pass back again. This time he finds grass. Has he found the touchline? Jeez, he did a good job to keep it in. Looked for all money. And that ball was going to make its way to the sideline, but in the end it has been stolen anyway. St. Peter's through the hands. Te pau wau. I whai tōna hoa. Te kaikape ki tōna pukihiwi matau. Found his hooker, Zamet, just on his shoulder, and now kōkiri whakamuana. Te pau muri. Number 8 making his way forward. Ross once more. Ketsu ana mo te pōro kua tāhaitia. They were digging around for the ball, but it comes out on the side of St. John's with the whanapauaka. E titurana ki te taha mauira. Hakatika hoki. And a well-timed box kick makes its way out over the left-hand side. But promising signs here for St. Peter's. We see clearing kick from Miller. Whakararuana. Tino whakararuana. Ia Pet Bailey did a good job to keep it in field. He was harassed, though, by Pucky. It was stolen away as now St. Peter's pull down the line-outs. Ross continues to carry strong as now. Back with the kaikape. Rako Zamet. Oh, might have been a double movement there. Referee says play on. There's now St. Peter's. They'll look to that right-hand side. Through the hands. He's got a man outside him. Can he find him? Te whanarewa. E whai ana. Following the chip kick, it comes down with Peters. Engari kua Takakimua just knocked on, and so St John's dodge one there. Now they'll look to run it out from their own line. Gonna need to try and find some carries, get themselves in a better position for that clearing kick. Ngari ia rātou te huanga nō reira. Ia tātou, e titira nō ki taua mahi, as we have another look to this fantastic play from St. Peter's. Through the hands, quick movement, te whanarewa. Nā te namte kaupima whā, Brandon Parker almost found a way to get it, couldn't quite control it on the grounds. So the scrum goes the way of St John's. Tata tonu ki tō rātou ake pai, close to their own line though, so still plenty of work to clear this one. Ka tīmata nō, nei ki te kai o wāwi he te whakatakotoranga. Referee just not quite sure on the structure there, so we will pack in once more. Tērā pia koe nei te kakara I tuatahi. Kua kitea nei tātou katoa. This might be the first scrum we've seen in the game, if my memory serves me right. South African fans, you box fans, eat your hearts out. This is what rugby is supposed to look like. There's now St John's. Kei rātou tonu te whāngai. E rima ngā mita mai tō rātou ake pai. St Peter's look to get the drive on. Oh, it's on the ground. Can he clear his own line? He does just. Good carry there from St John's. Te whana whakawātea, clearing kick. Stays in field, so Peters now with the possession. Shifting it to the left-hand side. Stepping, beats one. Beats another. Fantastic carry from Kelsenai. Ketsu wana mo te pōro, St John's. I pirangi rātou I te tāhai, wanted to steal. Referee says play on is now Peters. Ka whakawhitia nō ki te tahata wāhi. Ooh, e pirori ana, rolling his way through. It wasn't held, and so it remains. St Peter's finding a gap. Wheelchair tackle on him. Kei reira tonu ngā nama ki te tahamatau, still with numbers out on the right. Squirts out on the side of St John's. Peters recollecting it. Still all good. Ka whakawhitia nō ki te tahatata nei. They'll look to switch it once more to the near side now. Through the hands of Miller. Hōkai ana. Stepping. Going to grounds. Just 5 metres out now for St Peter's. Kuso looking to add to that first try. Kimi me te kōkiri. Pick and go. Hands on the ground, I believe. For St John's is now carrying it up. Morrison. Ka waiho. Ki ngā pau mua. Hey, kōkiri. They'll leave it to the forwards to drive their way on. Just metres remaining. They're lined up away to the right-hand side. They're not going to go there just yet. Kimi me ngā kōkiri. E whakaapapa nei tēnei wā. Pick and goes stacking up now. Building phases. Kei reira tonu ngā nama ki te tahamatau. They're looking for an advantage here. Might try and free that ball up, get it away to the right-hand side if they can. St John's looking for the steal. Doing so illegally. Once more, hands on the grounds. Ka whakatau rātou. Te mahi nai now, they'll just settle things down. Ka titiro nō ki tahatata nei. They'll look to the near side. They scored there first. Mai tētahi. Kaunuku from a driving maul. As we see a replay once more. It was scrappy stuff. Tūkahana te pātū o hato hone. Strong defensive line from St John's. Almost managed to force the turnover, but at the end it does come back with St Peter's. Now they drive. Kōkiri ana. Ko raka te pōro ki muri. Ball locked in at the back. As they drive their way over. Comes down. Kei hea te pōro. Kaiwa wao. Ka pakuhui. Ki tōna kai āwhina. Have a quick chat with his assistants. It will be a goal line dropout, knock on. Ora tonu ana mehengeru. Ahato hone. Like a cat with 9 lives, St. John's, I should say, just staying alive here. So see that. Kaunuku, Tino Tata. Fantastic clearing kick. Finds grass and runs it all the way up to the 10. Miller. Titiruana Kitawa Kokona. Looking at the corner. Big boot from St. John's out to the far side, taken in by Miller. Whanarewa. Charge down, crosses the sideline. He rāringi ki wahua nō kia St. Peter's, engari te pai hoki. O taua whana whakawātea, nā hato hone. Fantastic clearing kick there from St. John's. 60 metres, I tell you what. I was watching State of Origin the other night with my mates at the pub. Sam Walker was putting up 40-metre bombs. We've got first 15 players hitting at 60. Billy Slater, get this man up for Origin. I don't know if he's eligible, but wouldn't mind it. And now St. John's. Still inside their own half. Kareno rātou kia whai wā kei roto I te haurua or St. Peter's. Yet to find much time inside St. Peter's territory. And you've got the mea Matsui Nainei kia mau ki tērā poro. Big thing now, they need to maintain that position. Almost giving it away there at the ruck as now they'll look to shift it to the left-hand side. Ngā Paumuri e hono ana ki Whanganui. Forwards linking up in the centre of the field. Met their few hooky. Not releasing. Ora tērā pia anei te ahainga. I pirangi ai. Ahato hone. Is this the opportunity that St. John's were after to finally find some time, some possession inside the St. Peter's half? Ka titiro rātou ki te paitaha. They look to the sideline from the boots of the Pariro Matau. Teke Matau Meki, the right winger. Cooper Smith, and he gets it down a good way. Ia tātou e kitano ana. I tērā few. As we see that penalty once more, it was a strong carry. Almost with the steal, St. Peter's. As you can see, not quite releasing before he had that second attempt at the ball. Sikatonu te kaiwa wau. Another great call from the referee. It's been spotless so far as now St. John's do manage to bring it down. Only just. Engari kua takaki mua. Mahi te ringa o tētahi. O ngā pau mua. O hato petara. Looks like it's been knocked on from St. Peter's hand. Big shout out as well to Hato Petara College. Used to be an institution up here in Tāmaki Makaurau. Hope that all of you old boys watching in don't mind me using your name in this context. This now. Katsu te tai kakari anō. Tatato. Another scrum here, close to the 22-metre line. St. John's with the feed. Ka pehia rātou e whakamahi I tēnei āheinga. How can they use this opportunity? Now it comes out through the hands. Sukutonu ki tēnei taha tata nei. Still looking to send it out to his right-hand side. Strong carry from Mutiru Leilua. Little short ball now on his left-hand shoulder. Okiano ki tēnei taha tata back on the near side. Now through the hands. Te whanarewa. Te rehi mo te poro. Did he control it? Did he get it down? He seems to think he did. What does the assistant say here? He piro. Te kai eke maui, te whanarewa me te whai. A beautiful chip ahead. Chased it down. Did Haid. As we see, it was off the boot of Smith. Kau. Kolutiru leirua tera. Kaori Aituohu didn't give up, kept going, did a fantastic job to control that. Managed to press it down there. Tarai tuatai o te kēmu nei kia hato hone. Rima ki te rima me te whana whakau. Nice try of the game for St. John's. 5 plays 5. Conversion to come. Absolutely no idea how he managed to score that one. But he's done very well. Ollie Penfold, that one just out to the left-hand side. Mai te taparua. Rima ki te rima tonu. 5 still plays 5. As we see, tērā try anō. Te tere hoki o te nekehanga ki tēnei taha tata nei. Quick shifting to this right-hand side. It was a fantastic bounce. Got his hands on it. He did. I've got to be honest, in real time it looked dicey, but the referee spot on. A pūkenga hoki. O te taitapu o St. John's. The skills on display from the outside centre for the hosts. Luteru Leilua take a bow. Hoki anō ki te pai wehe. Rārangi ki waho. Ki ato petara. As now they look to shift it. Kōwai atu I te namawaru. Who else but Ross to carry it up as now they go through the hands once more. Ooh, picked up and driven back. Looking to form the maul. Dragged to ground just in time. Peters. Te namaono. Te Luca Oliveira. Miller. Awa Tōmuri, a little bit late, but now they find space out on the right-hand side. Here they go. Ngā wera, ki te taha matau. Te whanarewa. Whai ana. Ka tau anō ki te taha wata hone. Chip kick, Chase well, comes down with St. John's. Kua tāhaitia. I hato Petara. Fantastic work at the breakdown there for St. Peter's. Now to Luca Oliveira. Kei reira ngā nama ki te taha maui. They have numbers here on the left-hand side. Can they shift it? Stepping off his left foot. There's the number 7, Powell. Miller. Kōkiri whakamuri ana, driven back in the tackle. Tatotonu ki te rarua te kaumarua mita. Close to that 22-metre line is now Ross. Neke tonu ana ki tērā taha tawa. He's still shifting it onto the right-hand side, and here he goes. Pace on the outside, wanted the offload on his left-hand shoulder. Whakawhiti te pai taha rā. He will cross that right-hand sideline. Ka pakuhui ngā kai wa wao. Referee's just a quick discussion. Everything all right. Rārangi ki waho anō ki ato hone. Kaore kore ka ngana St. Peter's ki te taha I tēnei. St. Peter's no doubt send up a man here, try and steal this one. Big opportunity if they can pull this one down. Goes long. Well taken at the back for St. John's. The whana whakawātea and the clearing kick. Tell you what, it's not a bad one. Might have thought he got a bit more distance than that, but in the end it will tau. Ki te rua te kaumarua mita, rārangi ki wako no kia St. Peter's. Te kaumātoru ngā meneti e toiana I tēnei hauwha tuatai, haurua tuatai me ki, oe. Kia tika te pangarau. Make sure I get my mathematics right. Not a quarter, that is a half, e te iwi. 13 minutes left in it. Rima ki te rima tonu. Ia tātou ki te ana terapea tētahi whara. Perhaps just a slight injury there. Nō reira ka paku mihi ki ngā kai tautoko. Ia tātou e tatare ana kia timata anō. Kia whakaata Māori. Māori plus Bailey's, Caltex, Nativa, Apollo Projects, Anchor. Te mihi nunui rātu kia rātou katoa. And a massive shout out to each and every one of those sponsors without whom this whakataitai, this kēmu would not be able to go ahead. Nō reira e kore te puna o ngā mihi e miti kia rātou katoa. E tautoko mai ana I a tātou rangatahi me o rātou ha kinekina o tira te whutupōro nei. So our thanks will continue to all of them who support our rangatahi, their sports, and of course our fantastic Central North Island rugby competition. E tātou e ki te anoa nei tērā try tuatai as we see a replay of that first try for St. Peter's. Driving forwards. See, just spun off the back there. Did the pauroto. Tight head prop for St. Peter's. I ki te tau āputai kōkiri. Ki Whanganui drove his way forward, crashed over the line. Ki ngana rātou kia pera anō ai. They tried to do the same on the left-hand side. Made their way right to the line in the end. Couldn't quite get it down. They took ki mua. And it'll knock on in the end as St. John's kept alive. And then this, the play of the game so far. Te tuki te taha matau me te whana rewa. Nā te eke matau. Te whai. Te hopu me te tarai, the chase, the catch, the try. It was a fantastic chip kick from Brandon Parker. My apologies from Cooper Smith. And there was Leilua to dot it down. Paku tau toe tohe. Kei Whanganui te kaikape me te kaiwawao. Nice little debate there between the referee and the hooker about where the line out is. I'd say usually in those occasions you go with what the referee has said, but respect him for having a go. There's now Peters. Kaue Kahana. Strong carry. Te ahua nei nā te kapene, Ollie Barnes. Neke tonu ana ki tēnei taha maui engari kua taka. Ball dropped there by Alcuso. And so now St. John's. Wanted the clearing kick up quickly was the line for St. Peter's. Ngari ia rātou te rāhuanga mō te takara. They had that advantage for that knock-on. No reira ka hoki anō ki te rua te kaumārua mō te kakari. They'll come back once more for the scrum. Just inside that 22-metre line. St. John's. Kua ārai rātou mo te nuingo e nei minutes I rua te kaumātoru. They've been on the defence for the most of these 23 minutes. Engari, rima ki te rima tonu. E tohu tērā o tō rātou kaha. Tō rātou mai ai tō rātou ake haurua. That scoreline 5 apiece. A real sign of the strength and the resilience they've shown inside their own territory as now they bring it off the back of the scrum. They can look to run it out here and off he goes. Leilua, the try scorer, and he's still going. Te kā hoki o taua kawe. Nā te tai tapu. A centre with a strong carry as now they chip it over the top. It's loose. It's picked up as well. Knock-on advantage. Nō reira ka tau ki a Hato Petara. It will be with Hato Petara. Kei roto tonu I tō rātou ake haurua. So we see a replay there. Fantastic carry from Leilua. Tahi, rua, toru. Ngā kaiārai. 3 defenders beaten. Little whanapawaka chip kick over the top. Bouncing its way down. Knock on called. So it will be a kakari ki Hato Petara. There was a lovely little link-up play there between Riley Eagles and Leilua. Finally getting St. John's some time away from their line. And they will be relishing this opportunity. As he steps, slips, throws a bit of a loose pass. Tautonu ki Hato Hone. Still with St. John's. Leilua is now the Hauruarua. The halfback Eagles looking to let his forwards do the work. Tautonu ki tērā pai wehe. Still close to that halfway line and now driving his way up. The captain, Ko Whanonga. Te whanapauaka. Beautiful control from St. Peter's. And now they find some space. Ki te tahatata nei. Beats 1, beats 2, beats 3. Kei reira ngā nama. Ki te tahamatau. Numbers out to the right. Might look to access them as Miller. Ngā paumua. Kōkiri ana ki mua nei. Forwards now driving on as now they find some space for the back line. Whanano ki Whanganui. Offside call from the sideline. Everything good for the Kaiwawa was now St. John's. Low driven kick. Nobody home for St. Peter's. He's just lost it. Now St. John's. What an offload. Kei reira tonu wa Hato Hone. Oh, and just a wild pass back on the inside, but he had the advantage. Te kā hoki o te whai. Me te maka poto ngā Hato Hone. The kick here, we're going to see a fantastic chase coming all the way through. Couldn't quite control at the back, St. Peter's. The backdoor pass. I do believe that was the number 14, Cooper Smith, chasing his own kick, getting it on the ground, throwing down the back door. I nāia nei he kakari ki Hato Hone kei roto tonu I te rua te kaumārua mita o Hato Petera. Mai te kore. Out of absolutely nowhere, attacking opportunity now for St. John's. A bit of inspired play for the hosts. Ka pakuhui te kaiwa wao. Ki ngā pau. E rua. Brief hui between the two props and the referee. Perhaps just telling them to settle down a little bit, make sure the structure of the scrum is the number one priority. Ka hoki anō. Tērā Raina. E toro ana ki te taha maui mo hatone. That line stretching out to the left-hand side for St John's. Kua kitea Ketia. Te pūkinga hoki o nei kai muri o hatone. We've already seen the skill from this backline for St John's. As I say that, the ball just going to ground, and now St Peter's looking to run it out. Seeing the gap, dragged down. Back out of the hands. Referee happy to let them play, and now the clearing kick. Taken at the back for St John's. Sends up the return, Miller. Titiru ki te taha Tawahira. Look to the far sideline. And he will find it. Fantastic kick from Miller. Inside the 22, all the way down to the 10-metre line. Absolute bomb. Nō reira ka tū te tairārangi ki wahua nō kia hato hone engari kei roto i tō rātou haurua ke, this time inside their own half. Once again, the clearing kicks from these two teams, not lacking any distance. Bowden Barrett, eat your heart out. No shade, but Blues could have used this at a couple of occasions throughout the season. Is now Hato Hone. Whakawhitiana ki te taha Matau, shifting it to the right-hand side, little ball back on the inside. Bit of a hospital pass, as he now looks to carry it up. And now they continue that movement. Sends up the kick. And he gets as far as Kelsenai. Miller. Whanganui ki Whanganui. Once more kicks up the centre. Force back. The āhuatanga I Naianei. Miller. This time looks to run it. Squinokia. The Namarima. With the number 5, Barnes. Miller. Ki te i te rāputa me te makapoto kua taka ki mua. He saw that gap. Managed to get through. The offload does get knocked on. Ka hoki anō me te kakari ki te paiwehe. We'll come back for the scrum on the halfway line as we see Inspire, bit of work here from the fly half. Te hokai mai tōna. Wai Maui, set from his left foot. Just got the offload off, did the topatahi. Engari āhua. Uaua tērā pia tataki ngā wai. Bit of a difficult one to control, just close down to the knees. And in the end, couldn't quite find a way. Rima ki te rima tonu. 5 still plays 5. Perhaps not the first half. I kaweta wai mātou, tātou katsua mea ki. Not what we really expected. St Peter's, ko tahi noa te kemu, I ngā I rātou I tēnei tau. Only the one loss, St John's. 3 or 4. But nobody told these boys those statistics before they came onto the field. Kua taurite, kua uaua. E te ngenge ahau nā te mātakitaki noa. It's been tight, it's been tough. I'm getting tired just from watching, and we haven't even made half time yet, Etiwi. Hatohone. Kei reira. Ngā tuara. Ki te taha maui. Backs out to the left-hand side, and that's where they're going to look to go. Strong carry up the centre. The little offload as well. Kei reira ngā ngama. Ki te parirau maui. They had numbers out to the left-hand side. Strong clear out from the captain. Hatohone. Whakawhitia nei te mita te kau I Naianei. Crossing the 10-metre line. Whakawhitia no ki te tahatata nei. Drag to ground. Tight head prop Rogers. Ko whanonga. Forward pass called against the captain. My apologies, that is Rawiri in the number 5 who led the haka. Te āhua nei ko Miki Rapu. Arawa ingoa. Whanganui ki ngā whānau katoa, mātakitaka mai ana. I think I might have mixed their names up on a couple of occasions. Apologies to both those players and their whānau watching along as, yes, that pass just drifting forward from the hands of MāORI. Kakari anō ki Whanganui. E toru ngā menetia toi ana I tēnei haurua. Kia tika e te iwi. Tuatahi. Make sure I get that one right. The first half here. 3 minutes to go is Hatohone. Sending it towards that left-hand sideline. Miller. Kei reira keiko nei kei ngā kokona katoa te whira tērā kai tākaro I tēnei haurua tuatahi. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Here's the fly half for St. Peter's in this first half as now they get the few. Tērā pēr koina I te ahenga mā rātou ki te whaipainga. Ia tātou e whakatatana ki te hauruatanga. Maybe a chance here for them to find an advantage as we're near the half-time break. Boy, wouldn't they love to turn some of this pressure into points. Timata no ai, ai te tahamatau. Whakawhiti ana ki Whanganui. Ross. Kau e kaha ana engari I reira te rutu. Nā te nama whitu. There was a bit of a size difference, but nobody told the open side flanker, Jacob van Stalen. He lined him up, and geez, did he put a good shot on him. In the end, offside goal going against St. John's. Taunga pai tērā. Good decision. Ka titiro rātou ki ngā pau. They'll look to the post as we see that shot once more. Van Stalen picked him up and put him down. The penalty going against Hatohone, but that is a statement piece. Mai I te pau tūwhera. Whakahatu ana I te pakake o tō rātou rautaki o rātou whakaro. Hatohone, St. John's showing some maturity in their game strategy and their thought processes here. Looking to the sticks. Could have easily chipped it down into the corner, but just a minute left until the halftime break. O te mea matua, mea whaipainga rātou. I te hauruatanga. The most important thing is they can try and find an advantage at the halftime break. Te whanaka I te haere. Kick goes up. Ka rere ki te taha. Away to the side. Koera te whakamutunga o te haurua tuatahi nei. That is the end of the first half here. Rima ki te rima. Kua raka ngā tima e rua. The two teams locked at 5 apiece. No reira e te whānau kaua e tā wāhi. Do not go anywhere. Ka hoki mai ākua nei mātou ki te haurua tuarua. Mai kirikiri roa.
Hey, the whānau, look who's in the house.
From the park to the city, stories told our way. Stream it, cast it, carry it with you. Download MāORI Plus on your devices.
What makes selling with Baileys altogether better? It's the energy we bring to every home we sell. Enhancing and lifting the energy of your home to achieve the best possible result. Because when the energy is right, you can feel it. Baileys, altogether better.
Sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
The forest should never have been taken off this steep hill country that's eroding, and it makes absolute sense to afforest those hills. What we're doing here is using the exotics to help that process get established. We're looking at a managed transition process where those pines are progressively thinned as the native understory establishes. We're trying to do several things here. Soak up carbon, establish native forest, and we're trying to improve biodiversity. You're achieving an awful lot with one program of activity.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through tough times.
That is tough. Kei aku nui, kei aku rahi, anei rā, a haka feels.
Ours just make sure that everyone knows who we are.
Te whāinga matua, kia rangatira te tū, kia Whanganui te tū.
Me and my brother take stop.
I want to win. I want to win. Let's go. Anei a haka feels, te mihi atu nei.
This is an opportunity that we can't pass up.
E te whānau nau mai hoki mai anō ki tēnei kēmu hikaka rawa atu. Kei Whanganui I ngā manuhiri, a hato pētara me te hau kainga, a hato hone. Welcome back to this exciting fixture between the visitors St. Peter's and the host St. John's. Rima ki te rima, hi te hauruatanga. Me pono taku kōrero e te whānau, ko tāku I whakaaro ai mui te kēmu nei. Ka ahua hānea ake, tēnei whakataitai mō ngā manuhiri. To be totally honest, te whānau, before this fixture, I thought it would be a bit more comfortable for St. Peter's, sitting second on the table. 5 wins, just the 1 loss this season, but the Hōkainga have come out with some serious intensity. Te tātou titirana ki e tahi o ngā tino aupiki o te haurua tuatahi. As we look at some of the highlights of the first half, it was a story that mainly led the side of the visitors. Yeah, the majority of the possession, majority of the territory. Engari ko te rerekētanga ko te kaha. Te kaha, oh we, e hara tērei te kapu ko te kaha. E tika te whakahua. O te mahi ārai, o te Hōkainga, o tira ngā mahi pēnei. The difference was the strength of defense from the hosts, and moments like that. As we see the match statistics, possession on the side of St. Peter's, but that territory is the difference. 69% in favour of the visitors. 6 turnovers for St. John's, 7 turnovers for St. Peter's. I'll let you guys at home figure out why I isolated that specific statistics. But the main thing is that territory. Te mihi nunui ki ngā kaitākaro o hato hone me tō rātou maia ki te ārai tō rātou raina. Massive shout out to St. John's. Each and every one of their players, the resilience they showed to defend their line for 70% of that half. And in the end, make it to the halftime break at 5 points apiece. Nō reira kare kore, ko tā rātou kaiako e pirangi nei. Kia kitea rātou e whai wāhi ana ki te haurua o hato petara. No doubt what their coach would have wanted at halftime is to see them get some opportunities with inside the St. Peter's half. It has been a difficult one. Te tūmanako nei, mā rātou me ki. Ka whaia heinga ki te whakaeke hoki. No doubt, what they'll be hoping for is to find some attacking opportunities off the back of all of their defensive struggle. There's now St. Peter's, kōkiri whakamuana, breaking tackles. Te nama te kaumātoru, the number 13. Out the gates quickly was Zeke Clark. Apologies e te whānau. It's now Hato Petara. Ka titiro ki tēnei tātata nei. They'll switch it back to this near side. Ross. E hiake nei ngā kawe nā taua tangata I te haurua tuatahi. Countless carries from him in the first half. Almost intercepted by St. John's. Ka hoki anō mō te huanga kei Whanganui rā. O come back for the advantage in the centre. Quite sure what the call was. Engari, ko te mea matsua. Ka titiro. Ahato Petera ki ngā pau. They'll look to the post once more off the boot of CNI. Pera rata I mui te hauruatanga. Ka haria I whai I te marka I taua wā. Same decision was made just before the halftime break. Couldn't quite find the mark on that occasion. No doubt he'll be looking to right that wrong as we see. Nearly an intercept. It was Miller sending it out to the left-hand side. Almost getting up on it, Te Pauroto. The tight head prop, Nathan Rogers. Ari ka māmanoi ko tēnei mō Kelsenai me ki mai mua. Nice and simple here for the fullback from right out in front. And he does nail it. Ngā piro tuatahi o te haurua tuarua nei. Kia hato petara. The first points of the second half go to St. Peter's. Waru ki te rima. E toru noa te rerekētanga. Just 3 points the gap. E ruanga miniti noa ko hipa. I tēnei haurua nei. O reira ka timata no mai te pai wehe. We'll get underway once more from the halfway line. As the kick goes up and deep for St. John's. It's a towering kick. Well taken. De Oliveira. Me te piro hoki te whiu. Kia hato hone. In and over it. Was a Rawiri. Tino tere ki te ruku. Ki taua ketu ketu rā. Absolutely drove in. Dived on top of the ball inside the ruck. And he gets the possession and the penalty for his team as we see here. Just sniped on it. Ikite I tōna hainga saw his opportunity and just locked in on the ball. Kaore rawa I neke. He wasn't going anywhere. Once he was over the top of it, it was only going to be one outcome. He whiu. Ki hato hone mehe a hainga. Ki te whai whakautsu. An opportunity now to find points in response here. Tika hoki mai mua, and he nails it from out in front. Waru ki te waru. We saw 10 points in the space of 35 minutes and now 6 points in the space of 4. Tera pia ka aua rereke. Tēnei haurua tuarua kei te haere e te whānau kia reare mai. Don't go anywhere at the iwi. We might have seen a bit of a slow scoring first half, but the second already promising to deliver something different entirely. It's now St. Peter's. Tuku ki taua taha maui. Te kahoki o te fight. Strong chase. Comes down on the side of the home team. Coming a little bit strong through the ruck was the Pauroto. The tight head prop is now Hatohone. Me te huanga. Going to look to try something here under penalty advantage. Little grubber through. Gets a boot on it. Here comes St. John's. Te fight. Leilua. Miller. Can't control it. Leilua Kelsenai. E toru ngā mita noa ki te Paitarai. Just 3 metres out from the try line. It was in a game of football there for a second. It was grubber on grubber. I te mutunga iho ka tau ki taho hato petara engari tata tonu ki tō rāta ake raina. At the end, it comes out on the side of St. Peter's, but close to their own line. Is now Miller. Sees a gap and off he goes. Miller. Kei reiro o na hoa ki tōna pukahiwi maui. He has friends on his left-hand shoulder. Gets the ball away. Here reihi. Ki taha tawahi rā. Te maka ki roto anō. The pass on the inside. Goes down with Hato Hone. Taha ki te taha side-to-side stuff is now Petara. Te rirohanga anō. Once more with possession. Wanting the penalty and getting the steal. Hato Hone. Katsuku ki te taha tata nei naine. Now they'll send it to the near side. The chip over the top. Might have taken a deflection. Stays in fields. Almost getting the kick on it once more. Knocked on. He kakari kia Hato Hone e te iwi. Kia whai ha. Ha kina. Ha puta. Take a breath. Breathe in, breathe out. That is absolutely rapid stuff. As we see here, te futu poro, nā te hau kainga, te poiwhana me ki. A bit of football play from the host, and then Miller turned the pressure into opportunity. Ki te itai wa apita ki te tata wāhi rā, ko tahi atu ki Whanganui me te kai tautoko me ngā tautoko. Ki te taha maui rā, and the support on his left-hand side, the ball back on his right-hand shoulder. And then St John's returning all the way back down. Almost too quick to keep up with. Me te whakawhiti hoki nā te pai o hato hone, and a substitution there from the bench of the haukainga ara ko te namawaru Monu Fihaki e haere ana ki te taha. Making way, te nama te kaumāwaru, the number 18, William Bothaway. Te o kawhiti tuatahi o te kēmu nei, engari kare kore ka ki te etahi e nō i a tātou e haere tonu ana i tēnei haurua tuarua. Te tere hoki o tēnei haurua tērā pia ka tere puta tērā āhuatanga ko te ngenge i roto i etahi. No doubt far from the final change we'll see in the second half as we keep going. Bit more energy, a bit more running already shown from the two teams. Fatigue might start to set in, and those benches will play an absolutely massive part in dictating how this game will finish. Going to ground there, the call against St Peter's. Nō rerehi a henga I nai anei o hato hone. Tituro ki te tahatata nei. St John's will look to this near side and coming all the way in from the right-hand side. Te kaieke matau a rā ko Cooper Smith. He'll look to drive it deep into St Peter's territory. Sends it down towards the 22. Ia tātou ki tani tērā kakari anō. Nā tika tā te kai wawawi ki ai. Referee spot on. Just that loose head side going straight to ground for St Peter's. Nō reira ka hoki anō ki te taha nei. Ball comes down for St John's. Backwards out of the hands, the call of the Kaiwawau. Ko tāheitia nōtia, e Miller, he rehi, ki te raina. Ko te āhua nei, māna hoki e toa te tarai tuatahi o te haurua tuarua nei. Kia hato hone. In the blink of an eye, Miller gapped it away down the centre of the field. The chase was there, couldn't quite catch him. And in the end, the first try of this half goes the way of St Peter's. Let's see that one again, Etefano. Ball was loose, goes to ground, and he just ripped it away. Ripped clean out of the hands. Smooth criminal, and Miller. Ngā wera ki Whanganui hoki, and the wheels up the centre gets the try. Mai I te kore. From absolutely nothing, the visitors grab the momentum here in the second. Tiko ki te whanawhakau, and the conversion is good as we'll come back to the halfway line. Just trying to figure out what happened here. It was just a clean strip. Got his hand underneath it, ripped it away. I reira ngā kai muri o hato hone, whai iaia, engari te rerau atu. He had the chase on, just too quick. Miller with the big play. Hato hone wasting no time and stealing that one back. As now they'll take it up the centre. Tukua nō ki te taha matau. Now looking to shift to the right-hand side. Little goose step. Bounces out of the first. Te toparua. Number 12 for St John's. Ollie Penfold. Now he goes to ground. Tukua nō ki Whangarui rā. Van Starlin. Still carrying with plenty of intensity. Gets the penalty. Te rutu mahunga. High tackle called. Kare kore ka tituro nō ki taua kokona rā. No doubt they'll look again to that corner. Will they take the three? No, the risky play. They're going for the chocolates. St John's will look into the far corner. Kaharangi ki waho. Tata tonu ki te rima mita I a tātou ki tāna I tērā no. It was definitely high. Jeez, a bit of a stinger there from the tight head prop. Oh, Kuso. Perhaps a bit of a revenge for the strong tackle. that Van Starlin put on him in the first half. Tell you what, that's one way to get back at him. Is now Hatohone. E raharangi ki waho tatatonu ki te raina o Hato Petara. As they set the Kaunuku. Naine and Neke ana ki mua now going forwards. Was it collapse? No. Referee says it went down due to St John's, and so now Hatohone. Ka waihoki ngā paumua. I'll leave it to their forwards. Ki te kōkiri. No, stolen once more, St Peter's. Right when it mattered most, can't quite find the sideline. Te Hawkai. Whakatata ki taua tahata wāhi nearing that far sideline. Have they maintained possession here? Yes, they have. St John's. Kōkiri ana ki te rua te kaumārua mita. Driving down inside the 22. Whakawhiti ki te tahatata nei. They'll switch to the near side. Looking for the little grubber kick. Only gets as far as a Peter's foot. Cleaned up at the back now for Hatohone. Atitiro ki taua kokona, one of the 50-22. Can't quite get it. Now back with St Peter's. Waylon Pucky. Penalty against St John's. Not wrapping. I believe the call there against the hosts. Loretta Camilla. Tui taua pōro ki te tahatata nei. Engari Hato Petara. I te wā tika. E whai ana I tētai whakaaweawe. Finding some inspiration right at the moment where it mattered most. Couple good steals as we see that return from Pucky. Yes, not wrapping. No. Yes, not wrapping, I believe, the call against St John's. Just leading with the shoulder. As now they send it out to the left-hand side. Pucky. Nāna tēnei mahi I tīmata te rapea. Nāna I mana I whakamutu. Started this play. Can he be the one to finish it? De Oliveira. Miller. Kerera Kelsenai. Breaks the first, spins back on the inside. Ka hoki anō ki Whanganui. Pass goes in front of him. Collected by Okuso. Kerera tonu ngā nama ki te tahamatau. Steps off his right foot. Does the taparua. Me te aputa hoki, me te tarai. The right foot stepped, spun out of the tackle. Saw the gap, me te piro hoki. Hato Petara mate te kaumārua now by 12. Bit of individual brilliance there from the number 13, Zeke Clark. Here's how he did it. Stepped on the inside, broke the first tackle. Spun his way out, the little dummy. I reira te āpita, ko tahi atu ki muri I ngā post, straight in behind the posts. Mōhio pai ana rātou ki te whakahirehire o taua taraina. They know just how important that try was. Te whana whakau hoki, hei āpiti I ngā piro e rua anō, and the conversion adds another 2. Hato Petara mate te kaumāwha. Let's see that one again. Clark. Hokai mai tōna waiwai matau, te huri, te āputa, te oma te tarai. The step off his right foot, the spin, the gap, the run, the try. Picture perfect. Nā te tai tapa. O tēnei tima no Cambridge. Mehe mea tētahi e mōhio wana ki te kupu Māori mo Cambridge. If anyone out there knows the Māori word for Cambridge, please let me know. I'd love to be able to integrate that smoothly, as I always do, into my commentary. It's now St Peter's. Tukua no Kimuri. I'll send it out the back for Miller, who has been an absolute spark here thus far in the second. Strong carry, running it straight at the Kaieke Mato, and now carried back. Brandon Parker put on the shot. There's now Hatohone. They fire on the gap down the near side. The ankle tap gets him to cross the line. Clutch stuff from Joshua Aukuso. Looked like he was off to the races. Little short ball, heading down the left-hand side. The desperate dive from Aukuso. Just found the trailing leg. If he hadn't got it, he had a man on his right-hand shoulder. Could have been it for St. John's. Hato Petera. Sukwano ki te rataha Maui Ross. See another substitution, mai te pai o Hato Hone, o te nama te kaumau no tera, the number 16 for St. John's. Liam Caton has made his way onto the field by the looks of things to replace Ali Hewlett. Ia hei ngai nai nei mo Hato Hone, ki te whai whakautsu. Chance now for St. John's to find a response here tātou i a rātou meki. Skuana i taua pōro ki te kokona Maui as they send that ball down to the left-hand corner. Will be the first throw of the game for Liam Caton. Peters, they've packed it in on this near side. Tera pēr kawatau ana rātou i tētahi kaunuku, expecting the driving maul, and that is what they get. St. John's e kōkiri whakamuana. E rimangami tai atoi ana I nai nei. Now 5 metres left. Crossing the 5 metre line. 4 metres, 3, rua, tahi. Kei reira te raina. Just short. Me te huanga hoki. Te ruku hoki nā te haurua. The diving attempt from the halfback, and he makes his way over. Arako te namaiwa. No Hato Hone, the number 9, Riley Eagles for St. John's. Ia tātou ki tari te rā no te kaunuku. Tēno tata ki te raina. Ki te I taua aputa ki te taha matau o te ketu rā. He saw the gap just on the right-hand side of the scrum. Te tohipa ki te matau, dummied it out to the right-hand side, stepped back in, made his way over. Te tarai tūru o te kēmu nei ki te haukainga. Second try of the game for the hosts. Me te whana whakau kei te haere mai te tātata nei. Conversion attempt to come from the near side. Just away to the left. Rua te kaumārua ki te kaumātoru. 22 plays 13 now. Rua te kaunga minutes here toi ana. Still 20 minutes left. 17 minutes left. 20 minutes. 17 minutes left. E te iwi. He uaua te mahi pangarau. I hinga ahau. I aku aro matuai pangarau katoa. I ahau e kurai nana. Maths is hard. I did fail all of my maths exams while I was at school. Probably didn't need to out myself there to justify my mistake, but if I continue to stuff up score lines and times, just go easy on me, te whānau. Numbers really aren't my forte. As now St. John's just knocking that one on off the kickoff. Marere he kakari ki Hato Petera. That was the 10th turnover of the game for St. John's. Kua auaua tērā nga hapa. E whakaapapa te ana mō te tima haukainga. Those mistakes have really been difficult. Started to stack up a little bit for the hosts. Nō reira, mena rātau e pirangi ana ki te whai tētai hua mai tēnei kēmu me whakatika. I tēnei minutes e toi ana. If they want to find a result here, they're going to need to fix those issues in the remaining minutes. As now St. Peter's whai wāhi ana ki te tātata nei. Stepping, just pulled down. Close now. Whanga mita pēa e toi ana. Ross. Pirangi ana rātau I te rirohanga, wanting possession. He got over the ball and he stole it. Te kai eke mātau, te kaumawha. Cooper Smith getting in at the breakdown and nabbing it right when he needed it most. And they look to clear it away off the back of his own mahi. Tātou ki tani e tai o ngā kaitau toko. So you see some of the supporters there on the near sideline. See that break once more. Te tere hoki o te nekehanga ki tēnei tahatata nei. Quick movement to the near side. Found his man off his right shoulder. And straight in over the top. With Hato Hone. Right when they needed it most. Standing up for his team. Arā ko Cooper Smith. Te kai tāha I taua wā. E tei whakawhiti mai I ngā tima e rua. Couple substitutions for both sides on the side of St. Peter's. See the number 20, Joe Lang, made his way into the game. It looks to be for the number 9, Luca Morrison. Tai hoa kia ki te hai ko wai ki te taha o Hato Hone. As now we see St. Peter's turning down the points. Interesting one there. They'll look to run it up with the tap and go. Ka neke anō ki te taha tata nei, the little whanarewa. Didn't quite have the strength he wanted it to. Now Hato Hone. Pana whakawātea kei te haere. Clearing kick to come. Nice boxy there, makes its way down to the 10-metre line. A fantastic job there from Hato Hone. Ora tonu ana. Iwa noa ngā piro terereke Te kaumatoru tonu ngā minutes e toi ana. Just 9 points the difference, still 13 minutes to go. If they can strike next, they're well and truly in this one. Tika te rārangi ki waho, ki Hato Pētera. Nailing the line out are St. Peter's. That one goes to grounds. He kakari ina nei ki Hato Hone, and it will be a scrum. Kei te hau kainga te whāngai. It will be the hosts with the feed. Ia tātou e tatari ana kia rite tēnei kakari nei. Me mihi anō ki ngā kaitautoko o tēnei kaupapa. O tira kia whakāta Māori, Bailey's, Celtic, Stativa, Apollo Projects, and the fantastic chocolate milk producers at Anchor. Big shout out to each and every one of our sponsors, allowing this fantastic tournament to go ahead. Perhaps a bit over eager there from the St. John's boys. I believe it is actually, in fact, St. Peter's feed. Knock on called against St. John's. As we will set in once more. Kei ngā manuhiri te whāngai. Now they look to shift it left. Going wide. Stepping inside is Miller. Whakatatana ki te rā. Pai rua te kaumārua mita. Getting near that 22-metre line. Carrying strongly. Good post-contact meters. Tuku anō ki tēnei taha. Here goes Paki. Kelsenai. Through the hands. Once more with the right winger. Bumping them off. Strong carry from Brandon Parker. Double knock on, however, in the end. First one from St. Peter's. Nō reira he kakari anō kia Hato Hone te whāngai. Tata tonu ki tō rātau ake pai. Nō reira kare no rātau kia puta I ki te ngā here meki. Still close to their own line as we see that break once more from St. Peter's. Not quite out of the woods yet for St. John's. We'll need to work hard here. Try and clear their line. Te rapea he paku. Whakatā he paku āputa. Nā te wharara. Just a quick break from the injury. Just on the left-hand side of the field. Ko te tumanako nei he MāORI tinoa. Hopefully just a minor one. Nothing too serious. Te ahua nei kei te rite. Kia timata anō ai. Looks like we're ready to get back underway. As we can see, it looks like it's been a change in the first 5 position for St. John's. Te ahua nei. Kua haere a mauea ki te taha. Believe that is Remy Corona on for the hosts. Bit of a paku kōrero. Kei Whanganui e ngā haurua e rua. Nice friendly discussion going on between the two halves as they got ready for the scrum there. No doubt talking about things like the weather, maybe their upcoming exams. At least that's what my lip reading skills have deduced. Ia tātou e timutano ana as we get underway once more. Well, and the scrum penalty for Hato Hone, and letting them know about it as well. Just a free kick there, in fact. Shows you my rugby expertise here. Tefano is now Hato Hone. They will look to clear it towards this near side. Kareai Whaiteraina didn't find the line. Only gets as far as the number 21 for St. Peter's Cambridge. Mitchell Beard, who's made his way onto the field, picking up. Not finding his way to ground, almost managing to get him up there for a maul. Gets his knee down in the end. Now Hato Petara. Ross. Wahua parurawa tōna tiha te tetai o te kite tōna nama. So much mud on his jersey, I can barely even see the number on his back. He's been putting in a serious shift here. Is now the captain. Another absolute standout for the St. Peter's team, Ollie Barnes. Tukunoki Wainga, Miller. De Oliveira. Kereira ngā nama ki te taha maui. Numbers to the left. Little short ball to the loose head prop, Ollie Harvey. And that short ball just drifted forward. Ooh, e paku whawhai kei te haere ki reira. Ei aha te rei hoa mā. Little bit of argy-bargy going on the far side. Nothing too serious, just the boys having a little friendly discussion. Te ahua nei kua whakatikaina nā raru. Engari ka paku ko hetea. Ngā kaitimata e rua. Looks like the issues have been sorted out, but the two instigators will get a little talking to from the referee. Two captains, in fact, receiving the orders. It's a bit rough, that one. E hara nā rātou tērā mahi timata. Engari nā rātou te kohete I whiwhi. They didn't start it, but they always get the grilling. Love to all our captains out there. It's often not your fault, but you know, someone's got to take the fall, I guess. There's now Miller. Titiro ki te taha mauira. He'll look to the left-hand side off the back of the penalty. Yeah, hang up. More St. Peter's. Ki te whakakapi te kēmu nei. You just feel if they can find a score here, that might just sum it up. Secure the result for the men in the blue. Both teams in blue. Navy and cyan, perhaps. Ki korangi me te kahurangi. Tika ke tērā. Inaine te kaunuku. Ko kiri ana ki mua. Good forwards momentum as they near the 5. Haere tonu ana, kei reira te raina. There's the line. Within touching distance, driving over, koira te tarai. I pirangi ai rātou, tērā pēr koira. Te whakamutingo te kēmu nei. That's the try they were after, and that might be enough to seal this one for the visitors. They drove it in from absolutely miles away. Peeling off the back of the scrum was the kaikape, the hooker for St. Peter's. Ki te taiwa aputa ki te taha maui. Saw a little gap on the left-hand side, did Zamet. And he went straight through, as we can see. Storming downfield. I reira ngā kaiarai, e rua e toru pia, hei aha. Nāna rātau I kawe ki te raina. 2 or 3 defenders couldn't do a thing, he just carried them over with him. Rua te kaumā whitu ki te kaumā toru. 27 plays 13. If this kick goes over, St. Peter's might have just done enough. Ka rere ki te taha maui. Away to the left-hand side, so 2 converted tries the difference. You have to say still an outside chance for Hato Hone to secure a draw here. Might be a little bit far for them to get the dub, but tell you what, a draw is better than a loss. Is that one now dropped by St. Peter's? Tērā pēr iahua te rera wahau. Was I a bit fast to say this one was over e te iwi? E kakari. Kia hato hone, tata tonu ki te rua te kaumaharua mita o ngā manuhiri. Close to the 22-metre line of the visitors. Looks to be a number of substitutions in that forward pack for Hato Hone. All of the reserve forwards on. Caton in the 16, Momo in the 17, Bothaway 18 and Piripi in the 19 jersey. Fully refreshed scrum for the home side here. And now the set. And those fresh legs looking to get the drive on. They get the free kick. And now the tap and go. Keiranga nama ki te tahamatau. They've got numbers out to the right. Can they spread it? Couldn't quite free his hands. Good tackle. Once more. From Paki. So now they go back on the inside. Hato Hone. Hokia no ki te tahamatau. They'll switch it back to the right hand side. Here goes Leilua. Almost found a gap. Ahua nei he huanga. Kia Hato Hone. Looked like they had the advantage. Orera ka hokia no ki Whanganui. Kare kore ka titiro rātou ki te kokona. No doubt they'll look to the corner, and they do. And a good kick at that. From the number 14. That was Cooper Smith. No reira. Mehe mea ka taia e rātou te whaipiro. I tēnei mahi nei. Ka nawhi te wā kia timata no. If they can find a try here, there will be enough time for a restart. Absolutely must be spot on from the line out, and they do. Now they set the drive. Kōkiri whakamuana. Shifting forward, spinning. Nearing the line. Dragged down by St. Peter's perhaps. Yes, they have the advantage. Might see a man go to the bin here as well for Peters. Just dragging that maul down is now Hato Hone. Kōkiri ana ki te raina tino tata. Ngā kaimuri. Look to go to work. It is a double blow. Will we see a card here? No, no card for Peters. And now Hato Hone with the tap and go. Oh, so close, just centimetres left. Katsuku ki te tahamatau, ki te kokona hoki. I reira de te tarai, kaurea no tēnei kebu kia mutu. This game is not over. The tap and go, the little quick pass to the right-hand side and making his way over. It looks to be the reserve prop. Tēnā mate kaumawaru te rapea ara. Called William Bothaway. Kei reira tonu wa Hato Hone, e kore rawa rātau e tuahu. St. John's still well and truly there. They're far from giving up in this one. Needs to nail this kick though. It comes up short. And that might just sink the chances for St. John's. Bonus point, still well and truly on the cards. Kora tētai mea nui, te noho tonu rātou I te tūranga tua ono. Whawhai ana mo tētai wāhi ki ngā whiringa whāiti. E mea nui ia piro. As they rest in that 6th position at the moment, fighting for a spot in the semi-finals. Every single point absolutely crucial. So they'll be doing everything they can to hold on to this bonus point here. As now they look to shift it. Strong tackle from Peters. Hato Hone. Me te poro tonu, still with the ball. Now going the grounds. Ka hoki anō ki te tahatata nei. Once more on the near side, spinning around, offloading. Wataka ki muri. Backwards from the hands is the call from the referee. Looking for the intercept. If you know, just the penalty. Sticking a hand out for it was the Namaru te kaumātahi. Nā hato pitara, atu o tira. Ko Mitchell Beard tira. Kari ei whai te raina. Horu te kauhekona e toiana, 30 seconds to go as Miller puts up the bomb towards that left-hand side. Can't find the touch line. Now St John's. Mahi ana ki taua tahamatau, working it up that right-hand side. Pirangi ana I te kia ngā whakamutunga o te Kemu Nate, looking for the final say in this one. Something to just soften the blow a little bit as now St Peter's with the ball. They'll look to shift it. It's in the hands of the 21. On his right-hand side, the open side flanker. Kua whakawhitia te rua te kaumārua mita. Kua pau te wā. Time is up on the clock. Last play here is St Peter's. Looking for the cherry on top. Me te Fiuhoki with the penalty as well. They take the tap and go. Knocked on. Nō reira koera te whakamutunga o te Kemu Nate. Kua tata. Kua whawhai kaha ngā tima e rua. Engari I te whakamutunga. Ko ngā manuhiri. Kua kaha rawa a hato Petera. Rua te kaumā whitu ki te kaumā waru ki runga I a hato hone. It's been a long one. It's been a tough fight from the two schools, but in the end, the guest St Peter's just too strong, getting up over St John's by 27-18. Ora re te whānau, koera te whakamutunga o te mahi, o te rānei. That is the end of action here from Hamilton. It has been an absolute privilege to watch this one alongside all of you, joining in from across the motu. Engari e te whānau, mo I nāia nei, hei Aotearoa wiki. We will see you next week.
Hey, Stefano, look who's in the house.
From the park to the city, stories told our way. Stream it, cast it, carry it with you. Download MāORI Plus on your devices.
What makes selling with Bailey's altogether better? It's the energy we bring to every home we sell. Enhancing and lifting the energy of your home to achieve the best possible result. Because when the energy is right, you can feel it. Bailey's, altogether better.
Sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
The forest should never have been taken off this steep hill country that's eroding, and it makes absolute sense to afforest those hills. What we're doing here is using the exotics to help that process get established. We're looking at a managed transition process where those pines are progressively thinned as the native understory establishes. We're trying to do several things here. Soak up carbon, establish native forest, and we're trying to improve biodiversity. You're achieving an awful lot with one program of activity.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through tough times.
That is tough. Kei aku nui, kei aku rahi, anei rā, a haka feels.
Else just make sure that everyone knows who we are.
Te whāinga matua, kia rangatira te tū, kia Whanganui te tū.
You hear my brother say, stop.
I want to win. I want to win. Let's go. Anei a haka feels, te mihi atu nei.
This is an opportunity that we can't pass up.